Hello and welcome to another Wargame Red Dragon video with me, Bubblebox. Today we've got a commentary video on gunboat diplomacy without the sea warfare this time. Pure land battle, although we can of course flank around the sides if we want to over the sea areas. It's actually a conquest. I don't normally like to play conquest too much. I prefer total destruction, but this turned out to be quite an interesting game. We're playing a team, Her Mouse, Legionnaires and Ace of Spades, and we are Last Breath, Gaddafi and myself, who, although we're not a team, we kind of play together quite a lot, so we're quite good players. We're all very high percentage player, including the opposition. Now I've taken a Eurocore deck and I'll be sort of setting up some lightish kind of defences around Alpha and also capturing hold of Bravo and putting some AA on the right here. And my opponent, for the first bits of the match anyway, is, if I can, I can't actually see the name unless I'm running, so let's just have a look, is the Ace of Spades, and looks like he's gone fairly light as well. Obviously he's not looking to push over the bridge, he's doing the same sort of thing as me, putting some defences in place. And after I've got my defences, and he's probably got the same idea, is to go over to the right and help out in this more important position where all the battles are going to be taking place in Foxtrot and around Gulf. Gaddafi, who's this? That's Last Breath Alpha Jets. Gaddafi's gone for a Eurocore deck as well. He's heading up to Echo and Golf. And who else we got here? And Last Breath, looks like he's got a German deck. I think that's a German deck. Alpha Jet's German, I think. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, he's definitely got a West German deck, and he's heading over to Foxtrot. Now the opposition, apart from this guy over on the right here, they look like they're sort of going quite a heavy anti-air early on with Tunguskas, Burstani, or even a Buratino out there, a little bit of infantry and some infantry and choppers going down that side as well. So they're quite heavy on the anti-air, maybe expecting us to spam lots of aircraft, which we kind of have done a little bit. We've got 4 Alpha Jets coming out. So let's get the game going and see what happens. So I'm just moving up. I'll just put it to my perspective now. Just moving up to put my things into position. These Mistrals, very nice units with their there we are, with their Mistral anti-air units, and work as really nice recon as well. The Alpha Jets are kind of going to run into his AA if they're not careful. I think they'll kind of attack his choppers and drop some bombs and some napalm. Is it? No, they napalm? Yeah, they're napalming the roads. We've got most of them out, I think. I've just managed to get one down, I think, there. The Celtics for Gaddafi is trying to head off his MI-24s over here. We're doing quite a good job, managed to take some of them out, and I think they're out of range of the Tunguskas at the moment. So, actually, no, he lost a couple there. So, honours even there, I think. In the meantime, I've unloaded my ATGM infantry and got my Mistrals in position just to keep an eye on what's going on over on the right here. Now I don't initially put units in this tree line just to the north of Alpha, because that's where people normally put them, and that's where the artillery tends to come in. So just now I've also got out a Leopard 2 command tank. Now I've got these in this deck for Conquest games because artillery tends to play a big part, especially if you get bogged down with a big long front line. So I bring out these Leopards just so that I know they can withstand a fair pounding from the artillery. So over on this side, it looks like he's landed his infantry over, the Russians have landed their infantry over this side. He's trying to push forward some empty Fuchs trucks just to see what is over there. It's Last Breath, but they easily get taken out. He's just going to look like he's going to suicide these Fuchs as well over the bridge there, just to try and maybe get them to use up their ammo. I'm not sure what his thoughts were there, but he's just basically suiciding those. He's got his Fallschirmers out of them already though. Is rifle infantry, and they're in nicely and safely in these buildings on this side, though he does need to unload these last couple in his Marder 1A2s, as he does so just there. In the meantime, Gaddafi has sent his Jaeger squads over into this building, and he's been completely napalmed. He's also got some Leopard 1A5s in there, which have taken a little bit of damage, but not too bad, and he's just trying to get them, it looks like, over into this tree line over here, although he looks a bit short of anti-air. I'm not sure if he had any initially, and he's bringing out a Panther. He's bringing some Mistrals out right now as we speak. So on my side there's not a lot happening. I've just set my defences up. I've put a couple of anti-air units over to the right hand side as well, just in case they try and flank around with choppers, which has happened before. Now I did in game, I didn't spot it in this game, there were some units coming across here. There they are, those Hydras. So I bring out a Tiger Had just to take out these units are trying to sneak across the water. Very sneaky little move there with using the amphibious, well, good move using the amphibious nature of these Vidras, but they soon get taken out by my Tiger Hads, and I'll pull that Tiger Had back so they're not to get caught out by any AA he brings forward now to try and take out my Tiger Had. Now on this side, Gaddafi is taking the brunt of the punishment, it looks like, at the moment, and Last Breath has managed to get a good foothold on this side of the river in Foxtrot, although they're obviously going to have a lot of infantry over on the other side of Foxtrot, and they're just continuing to micro around their choppers to pick off units. Looks like they're going to try and go for his leopards as well if they get a chance. So what do I do next? Well, I basically just sit there for a little bit and save up some points, and then I start to move over to this left hand side to help out here. So the right hand side for the first part of the game remains fairly static. He doesn't push forward, I don't really push forward too much, and most of the action is on the left hand side over here. But they are microing the choppers around quite a lot, trying to look for easy targets to take out. He's got a Last Breath's got a Tiger, PAH-2 Tiger here, very expensive but very nice recon, and it's got some exquisite weapons as well. These stingers, let's have a look, the stingers, and it's got some nice anti-tank gun missiles and rocket pods. Very nice unit, but quite expensive at 120 points, so he needs to keep that nice and safe. So Gaddafi's managed to get his Leopard 1A5s and some recon as well into here, so they look as if they can't be seen by the enemy. Yeah, they are all flashing, so there are some undercover. He does try and get his full scrimmers forward just a little bit more, but basically we're just waiting because they're definitely going to be using their Buratinos and stuff and their flamer artillery on us quite soon. Now as far as the scores are going at the moment, we've actually got ourselves a decent little lead here because we've been getting 2 points extra than them for the first part of the game, so we're already on 99 points, but as you'll see soon that does change around a little bit, and Gaddafi is actually trying to get his little infantry squad over into this building to get us some extra points. You can see they've dumped some VDV 90s in this building, and maybe they might have taken out one of his tanks there actually, because these are very potent against tanks if they can get a shot off. Over on my side, nothing much happening. No one's trying to come around the sea route. Now I start to bring out my units. Now I bring out a couple of Crotals, or one Crotal, to help, because they have had lots of planes flying around, and of course their choppers are proving a bit difficult to deal with. So I'll bring forward my Crotals with a resupply truck as well. Spot some anti-air units in the trees there. These Shreznets. I also bring forward another Leopard 2 command, and I'm thinking I got that out before I noticed Gaddafi got his group his command squad into position, although they have actually managed to get the lead down to 1 point now for us, but this command tank can sit there, and if they take out one of our commands it can move up and just take its position to keep us getting some points in. Now the lead has actually been neutralised now, because they have actually got their own TV somewhere engulfed, perhaps in these trees, perhaps in these buildings over here, and they've got their own into Foxtrot as well now. So it took them a little bit of time to get their commands out, but they have done that now, which means it's on as even, and basically we need to destroy some CVs to get any points somewhere along the line. Now I brought forward a little truck here. I noticed that Last Breath has been pushing some infantry over to try to take control of these trees over here with some Fuchs. He's sending some Gaddafi's sending Vabs. I decided to send a few infantry. I didn't have many points, but these are amphibious, these MI3 1AGs. They've got some okay-ish rifle infantry in. I'll just send them across to try and help out over there. They've got VDV 90s, which are very nice troops, but if you can get these Fuchs unloaded, yeah, got 10 more Fallschirmjägers, and should be able to deal with these VDVs and take control of this. Now in the meantime they have, as expected, brought out their artillery, started pounding our positions, and my Crotals seem to be the first to get the treatment, the artillery treatment there. On the right, not a lot happening. I do bring out 3 mortars. I thought, well, we're going to get embedded. This game's going to have a bit of a sort of war of attrition, so I thought I'd bring out some mortars to try and give them a little bit of punishment back with artillery. We did manage, Last Breath and Gaddafi and myself between us, we did manage to get control of these trees, which is really, really good. And Gaddafi, as you can see, has full control of all of these buildings, and as in fact, somehow we have in fact managed to destroy a CV. I can't remember where it was, which gives us the 1 point lead again, which means we start accruing some more points towards the final total of 720. Those 90, those VDV 90s are still in that front building. And hopefully I'll use my mortars quite soon. Here we are, here we go, to target those VDVs. So my mortars just start firing on that building where we saw the VDVs over there. We can't see a lot at the moment, but believe me, they've got plenty of units over there. In fact, I'll just put it to neutral so we can have a quick look what's going on. So you can see they've got VDV 90s, they've got some other rifle infantry in there, they've got some anti-air, they've got some Conquers in case we try and come along with tanks. They've got a command in the corner, which of course we can't see, protected by some infantry there. They've got another command, so they've got double command here in case one of them gets taken out. Got some infantry in there, not too much actually, a lot less than I thought they would have had, with no anti-air at all over here, I believe, unless, yeah, oh no, they've got some iglas in there, I see, okay. So not got a massive amount over there, but of course we couldn't see that. But the artillery is being poured in. Buratinos, they know we're in these trees now, so they just come in with their napalm artillery and just whack the hell out of us in there. Meanwhile, Gaddafi's trying to reinforce, but it's getting picked off by anti-tank gun fire over there. What else have they got hanging around? They've got some 100 and Davas out, these really powerful artillery pieces as well now, as well as their Buratinos. And they've got some Vasileks over the back there, these sort of strange mortar-like guns as well. Loads and loads of AA, so we have to be careful if we bring planes out, but let's put it back to our point of view now. So I've not brought a lot of extra outs anymore. I'm bringing some recon out just to try and see what's going on. But we're kind of stuck in this position. We're getting pounded in this forest. They definitely don't like us being in this forest. So we are sort of starting to lose the number of units in here. So you'll see soon they do actually counterattack quite soon. The VDV 90s are getting taken out gradually at the front of this building. I do keep using my mortars. I'm having to move them around as much as possible. Although as you see in a moment I do forget, and they do get absolutely artilleried when I do forget to actually move them after firing them. So this team is good. They know what they're doing and they do target things like that. So I've got some recon in position which I need to unload. Last Breath is still, and Gaddafi are still trying to get units over this river to try and reinforce this woods that's taking a pounding. A couple of Alpha jets go in to try and bomb these infantry in the front with napalm. They do actually micro them back quite skillfully, and the Alpha jets get absolutely whacked with the amount of anti-air, and you can see they're quite skillfully managing to micro their infantry out of the way of that napalm as well. So again, nothing happening on the right here. All the actions over here. I'm surprised we've still got that little infantry command group in there. They seem to have survived quite well despite being out in the open. My Leopard 2 is still there, ready for any eventuality whereby a command is needed. My Crotals have managed to survive the pounding by the artillery and are still alive. There's a T-80UM made an appearance on the battlefield now. So we're going to be wanting definitely to target that and get that out of the way and make them waste a few points on that if we can. And you can see, looks like they've got a Buratino getting into position. And they're moving in to counterattack back into this forest with a bunch of motor strelky and some BMPs as well. And they've got some more motor strelky coming over there as well. And they're continuing with their artillery barrage on anything pretty much that they can see. I just bring forward my resupply truck just to try and buff up this Crotal a bit, which is quite low on health at the moment because it got artilleried. And apart from that, there's a couple of etendards going in by Gaddafi. He's probably, I wonder what he's going for. I might be just follow this one in. He might be going for the yeah, he's going for the Buratino. It actually misses with the first rocket. Ah, that's really unlucky. Oh, actually, it's taken out. Of course, the Etendard gets taken out with their massive anti-air. If we have a quick look on neutral, they've got lots of Bucks, Tunguskas, Barosas have got all sorts of anti-air hanging around, so when we do send our planes over, they tend to get like whacked a little bit. Got a MiG-25 BM coming in as well. I'm not sure what that's targeting. Let's just follow it in. And can you believe it is targeting our anti-air by the looks of it? It didn't seem to quite get it though, so that was quite lucky for us. Let's go back onto my perspective. Some MiG-29s coming in as well. Yeah, Crowtail's getting some nice shots off. Actually manages to take one out there. But their counter-attack is having some effect. They've still got some motor strelky. They've sort of taken us down to just a few false Grim Jaegers squads in the bushes there. So they're doing a good job. They've got some Hydras coming in with their little autocannon to try to help out their units as well. Oh, there's a T-72 M1 in there as well. Okay. So let's just put it on neutral and just watch this little battle in the trees. What have they got left in there? They've still got some motor strelky. Then they're bringing in a load more infantry. Meanwhile, Buratinoing, poor old Gaddafi's getting his ass Buratino'd again in this little group. Although the tanks are standing up fairly well, this one is pretty much dead. But they're sending in a lot more units into these bushes here. We've almost lost control of these bushes. They've got more infantry coming in and lots of little trucks and stuff that should be able to retake those bushes for them. So they're on the comeback. No one's gaining any advantage at the moment. We have of course got a good lead, but apart from that it's still 0-0. And as you were, nothing really happening on the right. Now, I've just noticed, and I did notice of course in the game, that Last Breath managed to get some Fern Spartas onto their land from a helicopter and is spotting, and you can probably see if we go to my view again, you can see it's spotted a few things, and I've actually got 2 Caesars, and I say I've got 2 Caesars, I bring them out with a view to start artillerying their Ondavas and to artillerying their position as well. So I still managed to keep hold of my 3 mortars, which I've been using throughout the game, and then I bring out these Caesars with which I start to try to have a go at their positions in their base. And it looks like Kada's attacking as well, so I managed to get a stun on this Wandava. Don't quite take it out, but certainly make it a lot less accurate, and they immediately micro. They're obviously realising there's something amiss there now, because all their artillery is getting targeted. Those Fern Spartas are not hidden by the looks of it because they're not flashing, so it looks like they're in a little bit of danger if they're not careful. He did actually manage to get them around these recon units, which was quite a skillful thing to do as well. So in the meantime, I'll keep pounding with my Caesars. I've got my mortars on the go. There's a MiG-27 coming in there having a go at, looks like, I'm not sure what that was attacking. It didn't really achieve too much apart from getting taken out and losing them some points there. But however, they have pretty much taken control of this part of the map now. This very important tree line here, we've lost control of that. I have actually lost my 2 Crotales somewhere along the line, which is a bit of a blow for our anti-air defences, and they're sort of microing their choppers around again. Now I bring in a couple of Raphaels to try to protect these Fern Spars, because these Fern Spars were spotted and they did bring out some planes to try to destroy them. I brought out these Raphaels just to, I think it was me, yeah, just to try to protect those guys so that he can move in and have another look, so we can try and get, maybe try and find their command in India. So it's still a very, very tight game. Despite us having a big lead, they're still well in this game, and I've actually just had my there we go, yeah, that's the point at which I lose 2 of my mortars because I didn't micro them out of the way. And also they've taken out Gaddafi. They're really going heavy with the artillery here. More Buratinos coming in. They've taken control of the trees, so now they're going to be targeting these buildings again, and poor old Gaddafi's going to get it again. His little infantry command squad's already been taken out, and so just to make up the difference there, because they just started to get some points back, I put the Leopard 2 right on the corner. Now they can see this, and it's actually engaging in battle, which isn't the brightest thing in the world to use a command tank for, but I just didn't want them to start getting lots of points. And you can see it's been hit a couple of times, taken about half of its health away, so I just wanted to try and finish off there, and I actually micro it back to get it repaired, because I definitely didn't want to lose it. Better to micro that back, get it repaired, and then try and get it back into position again a little bit later on in the game. But we spotted this recon unit here as well, which is maybe the thing that spotted my Leopard 2 in the first, my Leopard 2 command in the first place. So we just need to try and take that PT-85 out, which we do, I believe. So meanwhile, he has spotted the command, and so we start to artillery the command in this position now. And his fern spars are now actually hidden, and he's just trying to get a view on those. They've actually moved their command by the looks of it. Looks like they've just moved it. I'll bring my Raphaels again in just to try and offer him a little bit of protection and to attack their choppers as well that are flying around trying to look for the fern spars. Although I'm getting shot at there. MiG-29's coming in. That's very dangerous, and I'll lose a Raphael there, and I think I'm going to lose this one as well to their MiG-29s, and I do indeed lose both my Raphaels. That's quite poor airplay by me, to be honest, like flying around Raphaels over their base. Probably not the brightest thing to do, but it's definitely worth it because we've actually spotted their command. I just managed to sort of help to survive his fern spar HUD to survive, and it just gets killed there, but we know where the command is there. It's right there, and that's where we're going to send our artillery to attack in India. And it stopped it to the spot. We put the command attack marker down. So in the meantime, over on this side, they're still pouring in their artillery. The more Buratinos. They've actually killed everything here, but they're going to Buratino it again anyway, and they're going to start, it looks like, a little push over here with all their units from the trees, because they've started to smoke, and they're going to be smoking along here, probably attacking this little group of buildings. So they are definitely going for it here. They're bringing in quite a lot of units here, going for these buildings, artillerying the buildings, and also laying down some smoke so they can get nice and close. Now in the meantime, we did actually manage to kill this command in India, which has forced them to pull their command back from Charlie towards India briefly, which gives us a brief 2-point lead in this game at this point. Alpha jets are coming in to try to stop their advance into this area here, but the amount of anti-air they've got actually takes these Alpha jets out. Luckily they get their bombs off and gets laid down a bit of napalm just to save the day here, but at the cost of his 3 Alpha jets, of course. In the meantime, it seems that my command tank is engaging with the enemy again, although it is fully healthed up now and ready to roll in case it's needed. But I'm not going to put it forward again yet until we've actually got some sort of control here, because they are pushing forward still in this area and literally attacking the Leopard 2A1s that Gaddafi's using to just defend this space. There's a MiG-25 coming in, dropping right on top of these Volkswagen Jagers, which, well, they survive fairly well, I guess. Again, nothing happening on the right. It's all happening over here, where there's just a bit of a massive war of attrition, trying to push each other backwards, back and forth across this river. So he does manage to get some units across the river, but, you know, they're just going to get taken out. They do get a command somewhere, either in the trees or in the corner here once again. We could have a quick look just to see where that was put. Yeah, okay, it's actually infantry command they've got now in the building up there. Of course we can't see that. We don't know what type of infantry command it is or where it is, but Gaddafi actually brings his infantry command into position into these buildings that we've just saved there. So he's actually got 2 infantry commands. He's putting another one in this tree line, so we've got 2 infantry commands in there just to hold our 2-point lead now. And there's another Su-24. Actually, what's it going for? Is it going for mine? I'm not sure what that was going for there, to be honest. Okay. So, a quick breath. It's got a Mistral coming in there for a bit of air defence. They're still trying to push forward. Let's have a look, see what they've got up their sleeves coming up. So they're just restocking their Buratino up there. There's plenty of air defence. They've not really got anything too massive to attack us with. No real massed forces. They're just coming forward with some VDV-90s trying to attack into this area again. They are bringing a T-80U and a couple of T-72s forward to the edge of this tree line, I imagine, to light up these buildings once these VDVs have shown the units inside them. Now, if I go back to my perspective, I have brought up a Tiger HAD here and a PAH Tiger 2 in order to spot for the Tiger HAD, which is quite useful because that means they had to pull their tanks back because of these 2 units being in these positions. Okay, again, nothing happening on the right. and the continued war of attrition. There's my silly command tank engaging in the battle again. He can't help himself. This time he spotted some units coming over the bridge and decided to have a pop at them, revealing his position, but that's okay. He's a command tank. He's allowed to do that, and those units get taken out. So the Tiger Hads are doing a good job, along with the PHA-2 Tigers, at keeping these tanks at bay. I'm not sure if it killed any then, but it certainly kept them at bay and stopped them coming across the river to take out the units in these buildings. Okay, meantime, looks like there's a little bit of a move to sort of spot stuff and maybe even move around on the left here by Last Breath, whilst I pull back my choppers for a bit of resupply, and they continue to artillery the positions in these buildings and to circle with their anti-air aircraft. So we can't actually spot anything. We need a bit more recon probably, but Gaddafi, is this Gaddafi? Oh, we spot the command here. This CV, this recon has actually spotted the CV, marks it up straight away, and I don't know whether I open up with my Caesars. I'm probably not quick enough. No. But I do send out a super étendard to attack this Brom 2U and try to take it out. So we'll just follow this guy in. Here we go. Can't remember if he takes him out actually. I hope it does. It's only got one missile, this super étendard, and it misses. Fantastic. Okay. What a fail. Alright. And then it gets shot at by the AA. I think, does it get out? I think it just about, no, and it gets shot down, so that's a complete waste of time. Now they do move this our way, but clearly now we know they've got two commands here because they moved that, and they've still got, this is still neutral despite us having our two commands on there as well. In the meantime, there's poor old Gaddafi getting napalmed to hell once again, although luckily his little infantry group manages to survive. It's about the only thing that does survive, but it does survive. And he's still got and Last Breath's still got his infantry group in there as well. So all this time I am sort of helping out with my Caesars and well, actually this guy I'll just trying to leave because he's kind of dead. Now what I do at this point, I bring in a load of anti-air defences, and we spot their CV there. I bring in all these AMX Roland 2s. Now I've got these in my deck for this particular reason. They're not the best AA in the world, but they are decent. I certainly use these a lot when I used to play Airland Battle. And in fact there's an SU-22 MK. If I stop them we should be able to shoot those. Take that out hopefully if I'm quick enough. Yep, there we go. Take that out nicely. But yeah, but these Rolands, they're quite decent. They shoot at 2,275 against aircraft and 2,800 against choppers. But the thing is, they only cost 45, and you get a lot of them in your deck. And you can see, I've just put them here. I've got one here, 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 and I put one here, and I'm sending a couple round to the back here. So we're going to have a complete row of these things protecting us from any late game spams with aircraft, whether they be choppers or proper aircraft. Now there's a big push coming on here now, and our defences are weak here. They've just managed to dump off a load of infantry in there and pushing them forward. They've got some support with trucks. They've got some VDV-90s over here against his panic engineers. They're not going to stand a chance. Gaddafi tries to pull his command squad back. There's more artillery coming in. In fact, they're going to artillery their own pieces if they're not careful, and the command squad goes down as well. Gaddafi tries to respond, brings forward a Leopard 2A1 and an AMX to try to counteract these this Vidra, and there's some artillery coming in. I think that was from me actually, perhaps. And yeah, so it's still going on. There's more artillery coming in. They're actually pounding this area now. I don't know if they spotted that or whether that was just a lucky strike, but they took out the infantry command in there, which now gives them a 1-point lead in this game of Conquest. Really exciting game. It was really intense on the ground. It might seem a bit attrition-y when you're watching it in a replay, but when you're playing it, it was really quite hectic, this game, with lots of microing around and pushing backwards and forwards. Two really good teams fighting it out, and they've actually, you can see what they've done here. They've used like cluster bomb artillery and absolutely decimated my command tank down to 1 health, and I get that straight out of there. And Gaddafi is having in the end to pull back his Leopard 2A1 and his Leopard 1A5 back into the trees because they're just getting pushed out, and we have nearly been pushed out of Golf now. They have taken control, pretty much taken control of Golf. Now I did bring in a big Leopard 2A5 which is still stuck on the corner here as Gaddafi tries to get some infantry into the buildings, and I've got a Kayla there. So these should help a little bit to support if he unloads and shows up their infantry. These should be able to support him a little bit. And looks like Gaddafi's trying to take out these units in these buildings over here. Now they've got some FJBs, they're not going to be up to much, they're just like anti-air. I'm not sure what these are next door. He's still got his Fortschritt Jägers. Oh, nothing too special, so it looks like he may well take control of that. Is this Vidra still? I should have tried to help a little bit more with my Kyler there, but it wasn't microing quick enough. Now, I do spot these conkers sitting over here, which is very dangerous, so I actually bring my Tiger Had and my Tiger Spotting Chopper over to try to take those guys out. Meanwhile, on the left, it looks like Last Breath is going for a push with these really cheap units. These are like the conscript type troops, the militia type troops in very cheap trucks. In fact, the trucks probably cost more than the actual units. They probably do, in fact. So he's just going to rush them up there and try to do them a little bit of damage. We'll have a look at that in a second. Because in the meantime, we're on this side. What's happening? Gaddafi. Oh, Last Breath's also pushing units up here in, looks like probably cheap units. Yeah, cheap militia type units. So here goes MI3A1Gs up here, just to try to sort of shake it up a little bit. Now immediately you can see they respond with their MI8s, with their lovely rocket pods and the machine guns as well to this, and they bring in a MiG-25 as well with its big bomb. It's going to drop right on top of them, and kaboom, takes a whole load out there. Really nice strike by the enemy, and really difficult for Last Breath to keep pushing forward, but he keeps going. You know, these are quite weak units. They've not got the best weapons in the world, but they're very cheap and definitely worth a go there. You can see he's got Spetsnaz. Took no chance in the end, but we didn't know what they had in these buildings, so it's definitely worth a try. A bit of a fail, but definitely worth a try. And you can see I'm still trying to bring forward my AA to try and get these away, but all a little bit too late. So you can see they're laying down yet more Buratino attacks onto Gaddafi's positions here in the buildings, which they've been doing the whole game. They have control of these trees and these trees, but we're still trying to contest this a little bit. I'm just getting my Leopard 2 buffed up to full health, and then I'm going to use that to try and get over here because it will be protected by my Kayla and my Leopard 2A5. You can see the Kayla's just opening up for a second there. Now I bring my Tiger Had forward, probably foolishly, to attack these conkers, and immediately gets engaged by the Tunguska, and I lose my Tiger Had. Now luckily I didn't put my Tiger forward, PAH2, at the same time. That would have been a complete disaster, but I did lose my Tiger Had, which was a little bit unfortunate. So this is turning out to be quite a mammoth game here. Now you can see, I think it's Gaddafi. No, Last Breath's actually bringing in another infantry command. Now I have planned to bring this in. We're not on TeamSpeak. We're only on like push button talk and stuff. So it's a little bit difficult to communicate sometimes. But I should have just said, you know, hold back. I'll put my command tank there. But he brings forward another command anyway to put onto Golf to stop us bleeding out our points. And in fact we are actually 1 up at the moment. Somehow I missed it again, managed to destroy their command on Foxtrot, it seems. Now it's just sneaking this Strela forward because Gaddafi's very busy in the middle, and he's just forgotten about his Celtics over there, so that's going to get taken out. There we go. Meanwhile, not a lot happening over on the right as always. The Alpha Jets are back out on the job again with Last Breath. They can't have that many left. It might be the last one actually. Looks like it's going for a bomb on those Strezets, is it? Maybe. It's going to get taken out, whatever, but can it take out these guys? Yeah, the Alpha guy's gone. It's kind of just misses, just sets its napalm down. Just the wrong side of those BTRs. In the meantime, they're still managing to just sort of keep us out of these buildings. I've started to move forward my command tank. I'm still bringing in these AMX Rolands. I am expecting a big push from these guys towards the end of the game if they're not getting any points anytime soon. So I want to keep our anti-air defences well high. Now Leopard 2 I kind of stopped there. I think it might be because I noticed Can't remember why I stopped it there, to be honest, but I've stopped it there for some reason. In the meantime, I'm continuing to use my Caesars on their positions because we can see quite a lot of their positions now, so I'm using my Caesars. There's a BTR there attacking Last Breast Flak Panzer, which needs to be really, really careful. Not sure who'll win this battle. In fact, the Flak Panzer might win this battle. BTR's pretty panicked. Flak Panzers are doing good. Yep. Oh, wow, what's hitting them there? Yeah, took one out. Take the other one out. I think it's just pulled back there. Oh, actually it's run out of ammo. Oh dear. Right, okay, never mind. Now there's a T-72BU made an appearance now. So I send in a Super Etendard, and will I get it this time? Well, I'll get a big smack and get it well worried. And will my Super Etendard get out this time? There's lots of AA in there. I knew there was, but no, it gets taken out. So at least I kept their T-72BU out of the game for a little bit longer, knocked a few health points off it. You can see my AMX has been spotted and immediately gets taken out there. Well, there's some Peace Rhines going in with their bombs, actually just bombing into the tree line there. You can see they've pretty much got control of Golf yet again, which is a bit of a pain, and they have now got a 1 point lead, although we have got the overall lead still. Now I decided to bring up some Marder 2s with, I think they've got Panzer Grenadiers in them, and the idea was to try and get these guys into this building, but the problem here is they've got units in this tree line and units over here, and they're just going to take out these Marder 2s as soon as they get anywhere near the building. So what I decided to do is smoke the position. So I'm just going to smoke along here and then get these Marder 2s, and you will see the response of the enemy when I actually try to do that. So the smoke's just starting to go in, just smoking the buildings first of all. They probably know something's coming up, so they're probably preparing what comes next. But I just smoked that area, and then I noticed there's a tank over here, so I just need to smoke this area. So I just start to smoke over there so their tanks can't get shots off at my Marder 2s, and move my Marder 2s to try to get them into these buildings. And I thought, well, 4 Panzer Grenadiers squad should knock out any infantry in these buildings. And looks like Last Breath spotted what I'm doing, so he's doing a little bit of a diversionary attack there with some empty, really cheap trucks, which are of course immediately. Now they have got some big tanks over here, T-80Us, T-72s and stuff. Now I just managed to get my Panzer Grenadiers in position, and I'll pull the Marder 2s back into the tree line to get themselves hidden, although they are getting attacked by these Mi-24 VPs. And you can see the response, immediate toss, 1 Buratino. And although the Alpha Jet's still going backwards and forwards, we must have a lot of those Alpha Jets, that's all I can say. Buratino straight in against the Panzer Grenadiers as soon as I get them into position, and they immediately get stunned. So that didn't take them long to take out my Panzer Grenadiers, unfortunately, but it was worth a try. I think it was a good move, but they were ready for it, let's face it. So basically no one holds these buildings now. Over on the right, not a lot happening. Now, Gaddafi decides to bring in a Jaguar just to try to get rid of some of their AA perhaps, but he's got to be really careful. These are good players. No doubt they've got their radar units turned off. I've got my Super Etendard back in. Now the reason I bring this in is to try and get the T-80U, but he actually hides it, so I actually just have to pull that Super Etendard back a little bit. And I'm just hoping that it will reappear so I can attack the T-80U soon. Although that Su-27 looks like it was hunting for my Super Etendard there actually. I'm going to have to be careful. Now the Super Etendard is still circling. That Su-27P is going to get rocket off. There it goes. Bang. Did it do any damage? Yeah, it took it down by half. It's going to get another rocket off if I'm not careful. And I need to evac that. I think I didn't even spot that was happening. But you can see the range of these Su-27Ps, really powerful anti-air. There goes another shot there, and it's just missed and then takes it out. So unfortunately that Super Etendard, you can see the mistake I made there. T-80U spotted, Super Etendard out, T-80U hides, Super Etendard just starts circling and gets taken out. So just watch out for that, it can happen. Now there's a big 29 bomber coming in now. I don't know where that's going. Could follow it in maybe. Oops, oh, missed it. Sorry, just watch it. It's actually firing onto these buildings by the looks of it. Yeah, they're assaulting these buildings again. They figure there might be something left in there. Let's bomb that. and then they'll send in some more units. Now then, I have actually just put my Leopard 2 onto the corner here and neutralise this position. They have still got a command in there. They immediately come in with a MiG-25 to probably, I don't know whether it's attacking, oh, it's actually attacking these front two AMXs. So I don't think I think they probably can see this Leopard 2, to be honest. And in a way I hope they attack it, because it's got lots of Rolands around here to take out any aircraft. And Lustbrecht's bringing a bit of a recon in there as well. Now there's that T-80, and I do send another Super Etendard and actually take that out. I don't know whether you just spotted that, with a bunch of artillery going in to follow up. This is my Super Etendard. So I lose another Super Etendard there, but I did manage to take out that T-80U that I've been after for the last 5 minutes. Nothing on the right, as per normal. So it's all still happening in the middle here. We are getting eyes on their units, and I am continuing to try to, in fact my Caesar's out of ammo now, but I am continually trying to sort of mortar them and stuff as I see and as I'm able to micro stuff around a little bit. So we are on 352 points out of 750. There's 11 minutes left. The Peace Rhines are going in with their bombs and just trying to take out, I don't know whether they took out that, I think they probably took out that Bertino there, and yeah, continuing to mortar their positions whenever I see them. I've got a couple of Crotals there as well. Tiger, Leopard 2, Kyler, lots of Rolands, got those Marder 2s there just in case we need them. But basically there's not a lot I figure I can do here, although I do something near the end of the game which you'll see shortly, which I think was quite a good move, but certainly distracted them. That'll be coming up in a couple of minutes. In the meantime, Gaddafi and Lastbreath continually trying to take these positions here, the buildings in the middle and the trees over here, and we're continually artillerying these positions over here. They've got some Spetsnaz which probably will be able to deal with these Jaegers no problem unless we can artillery them or something. I don't know whether I come in with the, oh, I'm just actually in the middle of moving my mortars. He's got some Hemiat Schutzen, some very cheap infantry. I'm not sure if they'll be any good against those Spetsnaz, depending on, maybe the Spetsnaz will run out of ammo for their napalm launcher. That's about the only chance these guys have. Although there's a Leopard 2A5, that's a lot better. And you can see how good these players are. Spot this Leopard 2A5, immediately pull their Spetsnaz back out of its range. Very, very nice move there. In the meantime, it looks like my Leopard, poor Leopard 2A command tank has bitten the dust. It was being very brave getting itself forward, so they do actually now have control of this sector, and they have 165 points, but there is only 9 minutes left, so they're going to be getting desperate soon for points. Now, what I do is I'm thinking, well, we're just not going to make a breakthrough here. All we can do is kind of hang on, and just keep pushing each other backwards and forwards. So I decided to spend all my points, I did save up a few points, and do a bit of an attack on the right. Now the first thing I bring in 12 of these AMX Milan anti-tank weapons. Now these have got a nice little autocannon and anti-tank weapon as well. But the main thing I brought them in for is because they're amphibious. So the idea was to stick them in here, get some other units, and I'm going to get a lot of units and a lot of cheap units, and I'm going to push these across the water here with my anti-air here, with my Mistral to give a bit of anti-air support. And I'm also going to be bringing in some other stuff which you'll see in a minute to help with that push. But in the meantime, there's the Jaguar going in for a fly past to see if it can take anything out. Manages to get Buristani out. Does it get out? Yeah, it's going to get out this time. So at this stage, we're not too bothered about losing units. There's 8 minutes left. I mean, we don't need a massive presence on the board now. We've got a good lead. It's just a matter of keeping them back, keeping the pressure on, and not allowing them to get any more regions, because they're just not going to be able to catch up. So I'm getting my Milans into position now, and you'll see what I bring out next in a second. In the meantime, it's back as you were over here, last breath, pushing forward, more Panzer Grenadiers. You can see they've got some nice use, some more units over, more infantry, pushing his links forward, bringing forward some Leopard 2A1s and some Mistrals for a little bit of anti-air, some 2A5s over on the right, left here, Marders. He desperately wants to get back this these buildings here. The Panzer Grenadiers get in position. All they've got is these FJBs. These are going to get taken down really quickly by these Panzer Grenadiers. There is some support coming from the trees, but he's got these Leopard 2A1s here now, which are managing to fight them off. Now, what I do next, I actually brought in another one of these guys. I'm just bringing this. I brought in these just to put in place of the Leopard 2, and I'm bringing the Leopard 2 command over to Echo with a view of maybe trying to get it back into this corner somewhere, especially if they manage to retake this. There's a MiG-27 coming in there as well. Let's just have a look at if that does any damage. After the 2A5, it actually doesn't take it out, and it gets taken out itself. So they are getting a little bit desperate now. They are throwing some planes forward, which is what I wanted them to do, so that we can just take them out with our nice AA shield that we've got. Coming forward with a KA-52, coming into dangerous territory. If I can just move forward. One of my Rolands perhaps? Oh, Roland firing there. Hopefully be able to take it out. Oh, miss. Come on. Come on, Roland. Fire a bit faster than that. There we go. Takes it out. Nice. Good. So the battle's still going on here. They're throwing forward infantry. As soon as we get control of air, they throw forward infantry. They get control of air. We throw forward infantry. We get control of air. Backwards and forwards. There's that T-72BU. It's back. It's not been healthed up. It's actually only on 1 health. So if anyone throws a plane at that, that's going to get killed. I'm not sure that anyone wears. But basically, I've bought in a load of these M113A1Gs. These are very cheap trucks, and they've got basically just militia infantry inside them. Really, really cheap stuff. The militia actually costs 5. I think the trucks cost 10. So, yeah, work that one out. But I bring in a whole load of them, as you can see, and I'm just going to rush them across the bridge, and I'm going to rush these Milans forward, and I'm going to rush everything pretty much forward, because we're nearing the end. I don't want to give them a chance to come across that bridge and take Alpha. I want to preempt that. I'm bringing some Celtics forward as well, in case they bring forward choppers to try to push back this push. Meanwhile, they have retaken this building, and they've actually napalmed this area now, so it looks like they're trying to push forward a little bit. They are getting a bit desperate. They're putting their choppers right forward there, but the AMXs that I've put lined up everywhere are going to take them out, no problem. There's some IDS cluster bomber, is that just going in? Nice bit of bombing there. Su-27 is immediately out though. Look at that response, just to try to take that out. I think probably gets it. I didn't quite see. But anyway, the push is on. Moving the Milans right across here, and I'm just rushed forward all these trucks. My Gazelle Celtics move forward. My Mistrals move forward to provide a bit of air cover. And these AMXs, I'm trying to get into these tree lines. Now, you'll see what their response is in a minute. It's quite an interesting one, but they do respond quite fast as per normal. They've got some ATGMs sitting all over the place, and you can see when I unload my trucks here, the infantry actually flip across to the other side, which is quite an interesting dynamic there. But they are getting cut up as they go across the bridge. But as I say, they're very cheap. It doesn't matter at this point in the game if we lose a load of units, because as long as they can't push forward and get points, we're not that bothered. There's a big bomber coming in as well, Su-25. Oh, it's not that big actually, but it's got those 15 HE power missiles. But the Mistrals take that out, and the Mistrals should be able to take out this other Su-25 as it comes to bomb the rest of mine. Yeah, it's going to take a few more out. That should get taken out surely. The choppers come in as well. You can see they're responding with Mi-25 S-24s. But I've got these Milans are getting quite close and actually being able to use their autocannon on some of these choppers, and the Mistrals are firing and basically until they run out of ammo. But basically all I'm doing is keeping them nice and busy until the time runs out. Basically that's all I'm doing here. So I've got my Tiger Hat on the corner there. I'm running out of firepower coming across the bridge, although these militia are still alive, so they're not doing too bad a job. They're obviously getting absolutely pummeled, and then the AMX is running to all these infantry and tanks that are sitting here, and yeah, it's just craziness. I wish I had a big bomber just to plant just there, but I didn't have, unfortunately. I tried to move my Gazelle Celtics around, trying to keep them out of AA range, but just to try and take down these choppers. There's a Strop 2 there. I've got my Tiger Had actually tries to take out that Strop 2, certainly stuns it, and boom, yeah, takes it out, nice. Then my Celtics can just, actually they've all run out of ammo nearly anyway, so took out a few choppers there. The AMX Milans are pretty much all dead now, but did the job that I wanted them to do, which was just to keep all their units pushed right back. I've still got my defences in Alpha. I've got 4 Kylers here as well, sitting here, just in case they just do try to do a counter-attack, which is what they actually do try to do. They just try to push a couple of units over the bridge. Perhaps they think I've run out of units over here. I just did a massive push, but they just come straight over now, coming forward with most of everything they've got left from Charlie. But I've got my ATGM sitting here. I've got my Mistral sitting here to take out their choppers. I've got another ATGM sitting there just in case. And I can just push my Kylers forward just to take out any units. And hopefully I've got some AA somewhere left. In fact, all my AA seem to have fired, I think. So I won't have a lot of defense against those choppers. But the Kylers, I will just keep them moving forward because they've got a nice long-range autocannon which will take these choppers out if I can get them close enough. So there you go. Nice. And now they should engage these units on the bridge. And the Rolands are now engaging these choppers as well. Meanwhile, on the left over here with a minute left, it looks like Golf has been pretty much all sorted, captured by the enemy. I did bring my Leopard 2 forward, but didn't quite manage to get it onto Golf again for the second time. The Kylers are just moving forward, trying to pick off anything. They're getting hit now by anti-tank gun weapons from this Mi-24 VP. They can't quite get close enough to take it out. My AA is pretty much either all out or destroyed over in Alpha now. So I've left my Tiger Had up there for some reason. Oh, and there was a spotted there, all their units over in Juliet there. There's a CV over in the corner, but it's nearly all over. There's just 27 seconds left. Some Pumas coming in with their little Gatling cannons to help out over in Alpha, but I think they've just about spent their bolt. Let's just open it up and have a look from a neutral perspective. They've still got quite a lot of stuff, but not a lot they can really rush forward. Lots of anti-air, Buratinos, but not a lot of spammy stuff they could really push forward to make a big difference. It looks hectic in the back here, but it's all Urals, Smershes, and nothing they can really attack with. So very, very nice game. It did take quite a long time. I hope you managed to watch this till the end. It was really hectic on the battlefield. As I say, I don't normally like playing Conquest, but this one did actually end up being pretty damn good. So thanks for watching. Thanks to my teammates. Thanks to the opposition for playing. Thanks to you guys for watching. Please do comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.